Apartment 212 is currently streaming on Amazon Prime, and it is yet another 2018 horror film that I am trying to get done before the end of the year so that I can do my big year's end extravaganza and tell you all the best movies that I found, a top 20 or 30 or whatever. There's been a lot of great shit this year, so that list is going to be pretty hefty, man. There's going to be a lot in there. Will this make a top list? Probably not. No. This is fine. This is, this is kind of a mid-range film. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It's good. It's fine. It's a one-time watch, and I don't think that a lot of people will love this. And in fact, I think there will be a good amount of people who will hate it. Now, this stars Penelope Mitchell, which I'm familiar with from the past with stuff like Hemlock Grove. She was in Curve, and most recently she was in a movie called Look Away, which I reviewed very recently. It was a thriller, which I quite enjoyed. She's not the star of that, but she's one of the supporting actresses. And she's very good in this. So I do like her. She's a beautiful girl. She's from Australia. So yeah, I do dig her. Also in this movie, who plays a significant role, is Kyle Gass. Yes, the guitarist from Tenacious D. And he plays a serious role here. He's got comedic elements to his character for sure, but he's good, man. I was like, oh wow, he's actually a decent actor, surprisingly. I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff, so I don't know exactly how much acting he does, but I'm not super familiar with him outside of Tenacious D. Excuse my allergies. I am freaking sneezing, and it is awful right now here in Arizona. So if I sound congested, I apologize. Now this is about a small town girl who's trying to escape her abusive ex-boyfriend, and so she moves to the big city to start over, to get him away from, to get away from it all, especially him, and start her life anew. And while hanging out in her new apartment 212, she hears a neighbor downstairs constantly weeping all night long. After something happens with her, she starts to have all of these bites that start appearing on her body, and she doesn't know why. And it's starting to affect her ability to start a new life. This essentially is a creature feature. I will say this. This film would have been much better suited as an anthology segment than a feature-length film. There's not enough to support 90 minutes of movie, and it's actually 98 minutes. So it didn't need 90, and it sure as hell didn't need the extra 8. This film could have been done in 30 minutes, and I think it would have been sweet. I think that honestly, if this was a Tales from the Dark Side segment, it would have worked great, because the creature in this actually would fit Tales from the Dark Side very well. And I think there's a lot of people that once the monster is revealed, they're going to roll their eyes and they're going to laugh and they're going to think it's silly. I didn't have that reaction, but I completely understand that reaction. But this film isn't really going to be knocked because it's not well done. It has a decent production value to it. The acting is fine. The script is okay. The lines are believable. The conversations are realistic. It's nothing like that. It's just that it's a very simple story that's been elongated way too much to 90 minutes. And it should be shortened to a 20 to maybe even a 30-minute segment. I'd say more of 20. Do it like a Creep Show 1, where you have 5 segments, about 20 minutes apiece. There you go. This movie condensed into that would be cool, because what happens with this, not only is the story stretched too much, but the believability of the story starts to become something that you have to, suspend too much, where you're sitting there and you're like, well, why wouldn't she just do this? And I think that if this took place over a much shorter period of time in a much more condensed story that was shorter of runtime, I think it would have worked much better. So yeah, it's real. Its real issue is its length. Take that out, condense it all the story down to like a night or two, then it would be believable. But how it's portrayed, you're just sitting there like, move, sleep in the car, go sleep at a friend's house, whatever. And there's no real explanation other than she's just determined, which they don't even address in the film. I think you're just supposed to fill those blanks in, but it's like she's so determined to start her life over and she's not a quitter, which I'm fine with, but as I said, short would have worked. Other than that, I think if you're like a diehard creature feature fan and you're not opposed to a creature that, otherwise most people would roll their eyes at, I would definitely check it out. I'd recommend it especially if you have Prime and it's free anyway. It's not a bad watch. I enjoyed it. It's kind of, middle, like a 5 out of 10 or something. It's just kind of average, but yeah, worth a view. So let me know if you guys have seen it. Let me know if you watch it. I'd love to talk to you guys about it in the comments below. Just don't mind my God, I look terrible, man. Fucking allergies. Anybody live in Arizona? I don't know. Is it allergy season everywhere? Because I am dying. I've been sneezing all day and my nose is just pouring. Ugh. Anyway, guys. All right.